Hello and welcome back to Against the Fence. We've had a week off and you guys are still there. Man, you guys must be some real good violent people. Just violent people all over. It is UFC 232 and it's going to be set to happening this Saturday. It's going to be at T-Mobile Arena over in Las Vegas. And it's the final pay-per-view of the year. And it's the last one on the whole era of ESPN Plus before we're going to Paramount Plus in 2026. If you're in the UK, that means you do get these fights an hour earlier. And of course, to be fair, that's the same all over the globe. But it's an absolute stacked card we're looking at here. We've got two title defenses handling on the main card. It's going to be completely loaded from former champions all down the contender side, the defense side, I guess, in the red corner, up against the contenders, and it's promising real high stakes and dramas and potential fights of the nights as well. Contenders are going to be lathered all over it. Bantamweight king, of course, Merab Dvalishvili. He aims to kind of etch his name in history with the 4th title defense in a single calendar year. Then, of course, you've got yeah, man, absolutely wild. But, you know, it's just something that no other UFC champion has done before. But, you know, the flyweight champion, of course, Andre Pantoja, he's also looking to extend his reign against his rising star, Joshua Van, in this on this fight card too. There's so much to look forward to. We're so stoked. And we know you're going to be as well. So make sure you're watching it this weekend with us as well to make sure you don't miss out on any of the action. But social media's been absolutely ablaze, hasn't it, mate? I'm here with Ash.
Yes.
How you been, bro?
I'm back on the breakdown. It's going to be back on the breakdown. But yeah, no, I think you're spot on, mate. I think that, I don't know if this ever been done where I think you're spot on, like you said there. Champions all in the the corner, or former champions all in the red corner. So right. And that's all in the main card. And then so I don't know if that's ever been done on a main card where we've had the whole main card down in the left hand side, the red corner, all champions or former champions. So that'd be interesting to see if that's ever been done before, but yeah. Exactly.
And how's the sound coming through? I'm not sure if you got...
Yes, all good, all good. I listened to you a minute ago. You're all good.
Amazing. That's great. And yourself, are you on your laptop mic or are you on your thingy mic?
I should be on this one, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just give it a double check, but otherwise, yeah, I can hear you good and sounding clear as well. Just adjust that a little bit. Yeah, man, it's an exciting card. I was just saying before we started, we played that little get ready tune as well. But the reality is, man, this is the final pay-per-view event of the year, and it's just one not to be missed. You know, if you're a true fight fan, then you're going to be here all throughout it. What else to mention? I guess, you know, this is a breakdown show for you guys who are new to it. We're going to give you a full breakdown of the main card. This is 232. We're going to look at the first fight on the main card all the way up to the very end, comparing the fighters and looking at where they excel, what their weaknesses are, and helping you guys with your predictions and picks on the night. So stay tuned for what's coming up because we've got lots to do. Now we'll start at the bottom and work our way to the top. As per. So then you guys are coming in a little bit later. You get the juicy bits. But what a way to start a card as well. You know, I've not seen Jan Błachowicz this far down on a fight card in a minute. And of course we're looking at
first fight this year as well.
I have to look into that. I think he's fought once, I think at the beginning of the year. It's been a long year, my friend. It's been a long year. But, you know, he is the Polish powerhouse ex-champ with thunderous left hooks as well. He had KOs over Reyes. I think that was earlier this year. He's had KOs over Rockhold as well and Anderson. You know, he's not knocking people, finishing fights so much as of late, but he's had some pretty big names in his wake. But first of all, I do want to ask the question, why is this fight happening? Did Jan slip that much, or is Bogdan just risen that high?
I think it's a little bit of both, really. I think obviously Bogdan's got he's just been starching people, hasn't he? And I think he's earned the right to fight someone like a former champion in Jan Błachowicz. And obviously, Jan Błachowicz did fight earlier this year. He fought Carlos Goldberg, lost by decision. So I don't think Jan's falling that hard. I think it's more in favour of Bogdan Guskov by rising through the ranks and just knocking people dead.
True, fair enough. But, you know, it is one win in 4 fights for Jan. He had that draw in there, of course, against the champ, or the former champ himself, in Kalaev. But just how important is this one for him, do you think?
Yeah, I think he's getting onto the back end of his career now. So I think this one's definitely important as well because he's fighting an up-and-comer. So, but we're going to get to the gauges in a minute. But they've both got power. Obviously, he's got the Polish power, and we all know what power kind of
Bogdan power. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 4 finishes in his. He's on a 4 win 4-fight win streak, but 4 finish streak, if you like. So it's KOs and submission in there as well. But what do you think has been Bogdan's most dangerous weapon in the octagon, and just how effective will that be against Jan, do you think, if at all?
Yeah, no,
because the names that these boys have fought are very different. The names though that these guys have fought are different, and it's quite easy to look at someone who's starching people on the rise and say, man, he's an absolute killer. But then you look at the names and say, actually, to be fair, where's the friction? And Jan has lost lately, but to really tough guys. So, kind of begs the question: are Bogdan's tools going to be effective for Jan? Do you think? Is it a fight too soon?
Yeah. Jordan just said to me, I don't think my mic's plugged in. Let's have a little look. That might be why I sound a bit off.
Okay. Yeah. Did you not check it? What are you saying?
Yeah, it was selected. It's come off of it now. Let me just.
Okay.
I'll let you talk about Bogdan and Jan a little bit, and then I'll change this quick. Valid.
Yeah. All right. Cool. To be honest with you guys, yeah, I'll address you guys real quick. So drop in the comments below, like, what do you think is going to happen with this fight? So we're on the first fight of the night. This is the heavyweight division, and looking at the odds, you know, Jan Błachowicz is poised to win this one. He's a minus 120. Sorry, he's a favorite, of course, and then you got a plus 100 Bogdan. It kind of suggests you might think this guy's a little bit too soon into it, but what if the odds are wrong, and what if Bogdan has got the power and the durability to withstand Jan? You know, this is going to be a 3-round fight. Bogdan's got he's got that momentum behind him as well. But also, if we're looking at like what happens to him if he does get the win, I think the whole of the division opens up to him. I already accepted the fact that 2026 could be an absolute wild world that we start living in. But imagine we're living in a world where Bogdan is on a title run in 2026. That is this close from being a reality. Should he be able to get a stop against Jan Błachowicz? You reckon that's going to be able to drive him to get the job done? Or do you think it's going to be Jan Błachowicz is going to come back and just remind us all why he's not done?
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Yeah, it does sound a bit better. One more time.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes, it's selected now. I don't know what was going on there. I do apologise about that. But no, I think you're spot on. Can he kind of go on that kind of rise in the light heavyweight division? Can he? And I think Jan Błachowicz is kind of like that stepping stone for him to get there. I know he's beaten Bogdan's beaten the likes of Anthony Smith, but I definitely think Jan's that guy. But for me, I personally think it may stop a Jan Błachowicz for me. I think Jan Błachowicz's experience, his know-how to get through these kind of young guys. Because obviously he just fought Carlos Goldberg, which was obviously at the time a young, hungry, up-and-coming guy. But I think Carlos Goldberg is a little bit more technical. He's a little bit more technical than Bogdan. I think Bogdan's a bit more reckless than Goldberg is.
Okay, very true, very true. So you think it's going to be it's going to be the highest that Bogdan's going to rise to? You think he's going to get the job done?
Yeah.
Interesting. He gets it done, but he doesn't go on the title run. Because what's ahead of Jan? You know, who do we have? Jan Błachowicz is currently in now at what ranking in the light heavyweight division? He's number 5. So if he's number 5, you've got Khalil Roundtree's above him. He might actually have some more success against Khalil Roundtree, I think, if that happens. I would have been a more reasonable fight for me to book in, to be fair. Would never have really sort of fought Jan Błachowicz. But you get a job done against Błachowicz, and all of a sudden, that's a former champ. Yeah, that looks a whole lot better.
You're in and around the mix.
Yeah. I think he struggles, you're right, against Goldberg. He struggles against Ankalaev and Yuri Prohaska. But I think if you get Jan done, you've got one more ahead of you that's potential. Bogdan could get 2 wins. If he does Jan, I think he does Khalil Roundtree. But I'm trying to think of the extent of Khalil Roundtree's damage. Would he be able to? We've got to see how this fight goes to see if that matchup does happen, to be fair, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
We will do. Okay, cool. You got a bit of hissing on your line, so just try plug out and plug in again if you can, Ash, on your one.
Okay, yep,
and then we're going to get into the gauges and look at what is the strength. So these are the gauges. Some of you guys are going to be very familiar with this. I'm going to whack Ash on mute while he moves around what sounds to be the furniture of his household. Guys, in the chat, help me out on this one. What are you thinking? Striking, grappling, power, speed, cardio? Who gets what and how are you putting this? And Ash, I don't know if you can reach the comments while you're there. Actually, you can't hear me, can we? I'll get my phone. That was my bad, actually. Everyone's getting the full percussion, the full orchestra at the moment. I'm going to take you off mute now so everyone can hear you. But yeah, I was just asking, could you get the chats there as well? See what's coming through the chats. I'll get up on my phone too to have a quick little.
Yeah, no one's at the moment. No one's at the moment.
Because what I'm keen to find out is who is going to get the striking, the grappling, the power, speed, and cardio on this one. So how would you score
it? Striking, I'll probably go for Dvalishvili. He's more more well-rounded than Bogdan for me.
Okay, I hear. And then who gets grappling?
I'd probably still say Dvalishvili as well. Am I in my box okay? Because my camera fell down.
Okay, cool. A bit higher again if possible. Otherwise, I'll try to zoom out on my side, but we'll see.
Beautiful.
That's better. Just a bit more over to your left.
Right,
there we go. There we go. Okay, cool. So you think that striking, let's put it in place, goes to Jan. Then you think grappling goes to Jan. And then you think power goes to... I think I might give it to Bogdan. Strange, because Polish power, you would give it to Jan. But let's look at what's happening lately.
Yeah, exactly.
Wins by... Bogdan's got 83% of his wins by knockout. So there's got to be a point when you got to say Polish power ain't Polishing or ain't powering. You know? Yeah, for that reason, I'm strange, but I'm gonna go Bogdan on that one. Speed.
Oh, my camera's gone down again. What is going on here? Speed, Bogdan for me.
Agreed. Happy with that. And then cardio. He's been in more 5-round wars. Gets more done by decision.
Yeah.
We got to sit it on Jan, which makes the gauges look like this: 3 for Jan, 2 for Bogdan. Now on the night, would you side with those odds? I probably would say.
I'm not sure.
I would probably say yes. Jan would do it on the night. I think he's got the cardio, the experience to deal with whatever Bogdan's going to bring out and put to him. But I'm so excited for Bogdan to get the job done in adverse leads as well. Imagine we're in 2026 and Bogdan's on the title run. Like, I'll be like, do you know what? Anything's possible in this world. The possibilities are endless. It just opens it up for me. Loved it. I love it. Okay, cool. That's what the first fight in the card looks like. Straight out the heavyweight division. We're going to go right into the next card up. If I press this button here and give you a bit of a scroll, and we're going to see this next.
I'm just going to go and get another wire for the mic, and I'll be 1 sec. If you got a solo screen, just talk me through that. And you get another wire for the mic.
I'll have a look. I don't think I do. Not really. Guess you guys have to deal with that, I guess. What about this one? Is that solo? Solo screen, activate. Now you can hear me, but I see. If I did that, oh, it's a bit off, but it's there. Let's not dilly-dally too much, shall we? We've got a next card to look at. We're currently talking about Henry Cejudo versus Payton Talbott as well. Now, this is a bantamweight division. Now, Payton Talbott, at the moment, is currently looking like the favorite. Now, is that wild? But then, here's what I want to get into, right? Is this a passing of the torch or a lamb led to slaughter? Now, you might say that just because Payton is someone who's coming from outside of the rankings, who's fighting someone who's ranked at number 10. But I think if you look at the history of Payton, he's actually had a pretty superfluous streak to this point. So it's another ex-veteran against an up-and-coming prospect. Certainly seems like it's a start of a favor. The stars are starting to like favor Payton in his journey, to be honest. His future is looking absolutely bright, because if he comes from outside of the division straight into number 10 and beating a former champion, what does that mean for him in his career going forwards? He can probably catapult up to the top before you even know it. But it certainly looks like the UFC are stacking up their hopes and prospects for 2026. They really want to be I've got something else to mention about this a bit later, to be fair, as well. But one thing I do want to nail down on this one is how accurate are those odds? You have Henry Cejudo, who is a plus 200 and what did I say on here? 30 underdog to Payton Talbott, who's a minus 285. So how accurate are those odds? That's a question we're kind of asking each other today. And we have Ash, who's back in the house.
Yes, I'm back. Apologies about that. The wire wasn't working. So there we go. Fixed now. Apologies about that.
You actually sound brilliant. That's night and day, mate.
Yeah, no,
night and day.
I'm not sure what was going on there. And now my mic keeps my camera keeps falling down. You know what I mean? It's breakdown nerves, you see, from the camera and the mic. They're just they're getting a little bit nervous, you see.
Getting a bit nervous, just getting back to it. You know, it's just shaking off those little breakdown nerves. Having a breakdown, are you? Okay, cool. So the question I asked,
so I'll get to a few chats quickly.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
While they're there, because they're just flooding through. So JK's in the chat. Welcome in. JK says striking for Jan for me. Which
do you have live chats on? You put it on live?
It's on live, mate.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's on live. Two Toes in the house. Welcome in, Two Toes.
Yes,
If you're doing well, sir, it's good to see you. It says much love and respect, Si and Ash. Greetings from our entire club, currently in France. Please pray for my up and coming victims. We will always pray for your victims. Always pray for
Lord,
them.
help them, for they do not know what they know not what they do.
Yeah, JK's agreeing with the picks that he's sided with. I'm guessing the gauge that we just done for Jan and Bogdan. I think he's agreeing with it. Hopefully that's good. JK's agreeing with us. And JK, we've got us. Chuto says, JK, we've got us some up technical difficulties. Yeah, I know. I'm all good now. Apologies about that. We're back. Right, good. Talk us through. You were talking about Payton Talbott and Henry Cejudo.
That's exactly it. Yeah, I was actually asking a question about whether, and I don't really believe it myself, but I had to ask the question. You know, is it
the odds?
Yeah, it's the odds, right? Are we talking about passing of the torch, or are we talking about a lamb led to slaughter? And how accurate do you think the odds actually are?
The thing is, yeah, I think you're spot on. It's a great question as well. It's a really good question. It's one that I was going to bring up because, don't get me wrong, I know Henry Cejudo's, I think he's lost his last 3 now, but he's lost to top level of competition. He's not lost to like no slouches, and now he's fighting a guy in Payton Talbott. Yes, Payton Talbott's a good rise and up and coming guy.
Yes.
But he lost to a Ronnie Barcelos just in the grappling exchanges, in the wrestling exchanges. Got taken down relentlessly.
This is good.
And Ronnie Barcelos held him down. And we're talking about Henry Cejudo here, that is known for taking guys down. I'll bring it up because he brings it up every time. He's an Olympic gold medalist in, like, for Christ's sake. Like, if he can get a hold of Payton Talbott and get him down,
the cheese on rice.
It's gonna be another long night for Payton Talbott. But that's the thing. Obviously, the frame difference could pay dividends because obviously Payton Talbott is a lot bigger than Henry Cejudo. So can his frame prevent Cejudo from getting him down? That's the main question. But if Henry Cejudo can get his game plan on, get a hold of him, it's going to be a long night for Payton Talbott. And that's what I mean. The odds are strange. Very strange.
Yeah, look, I mean,
if you're a better man, Cejudo's the man.
Yeah, right. I mean, social media is split on this as well. So Michael Chiesa, he backs Cejudo, the veteran smarts. You think that's what's going to get him for it. And then you got Roto Wire and other accounts on the social line, which are saying like Talbott's sandbag beating kind of potential is what's going to be too difficult for Henry Cejudo. And you did also mention a bit earlier before you did go live, didn't you, about the fact that this is the tallest guy Henry Cejudo has actually fought yet.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
That's an interesting stat to kind of look at, but do you think that's going to be an issue?
No.
Closer to the hips, isn't he?
Henry, yeah, exactly. Henry Cejudo's is probably, like, obviously, apart from being very cringe, his fight IQ is very, very, very good. So it's up there with the likes of, obviously, Dominic Cruz. So he's got very good fight IQ. He knows what he's doing in there. Yes, it's his retirement fight as well, which is a big thing to mention. So he's going to give it his all.
He did mention that. He did say that this could be his last fight, probably, but he did say, and that kind of adds a little bit of an emotional stake to this too. Do you think Triple C should have even come back? What's the point? Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at that history. He comes back to do what exactly, and then make this his last fight. So let's see what's going on with Triple C.
I really am backing Triple C here.
You are?
If, like I said, there's some good fights on this card, even on the prelims. Like Edson Barbosa versus, obviously, Jalen Turner's come out of retirement, and now he's fighting Edson Barbosa. That's a great fight in the prelims.
Yeah.
You've got that Manuel Torres fighting Grant Dawson. Great fight.
Yeah, some banging fights on this card, man.
So let's look at this, right? So Triple C comes back out of retirement. Look at me, everyone. The Triple C, the champ, is here. Mm-hmm. Champ is here, he says. He goes against Aljamain Sterling. He fights him. Mm-hmm. He loses. Split decision, mind you. Then he goes up against...
it was close. It was a very close fight, actually. It was. A lot of people could have said he edged it, but it was close.
Then he goes up against his teammate, Merab Dvalishvili. Gets the loss on that one. In fact, it gets carried around the octagon for probably about 2 miles. His whoop was saying, well, you're getting your cardio in. And then Song Yudong was his next fight after that. Again, an upper rising prospect. Difficult,
that was the eye poke, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an eye injury, due to an accidental eye poke.
I think they went to the scorecards, though, didn't they?
Yeah, Cejudo was unable to continue. But let's be honest, he wasn't looking good in that either.
No,
it wasn't looking like it was going to be his fight. So I don't think they robbed anything of him. And that's 3 losses after coming back. And then he fights Payton Talbott. Now, let's say he gets the win. He beats Payton Talbott. Should he have even come back at all? Just to win against someone who's unranked?
No, that's like,
just to win against someone who's unranked.
So he came back just purely, I think, because he thought he could see a path to maybe potentially being a freeweight champion at that current time.
Yep.
I think. And obviously, he needed to beat Sterling for that. But it didn't go his way. And... it just completely has not gone his way. But you know what I mean? Retiring double champ, retire at the top, man. Retire at the top.
Yeah.
And now he's come back and he's kind of tarnished his legs. If he loses to Talbott, again, there's no disrespect to Talbott, but if he loses to Talbott, he really has tarnished his legacy. Obviously, he loses to Sterling. Obviously, at the time that was a champion. Losing to Merab is probably one of the best bantamweights in the world right now. And then Song Yudong, again, he's got power, great power, great striking. Again, it's not really you can't really question losing to someone as talented as Song Yudong. But someone like Petr Talbott is probably, in my eyes, I don't think he's going to get close to the rankings anytime soon. Well, obviously, if he beats Cejudo, he will, of course. But like,
you got the chat on screen still.
Definitely. Yeah, he's definitely tarnished his legacy. Yeah, just got one from JK. Just says, this is a huge test for Talbott. The UFC clearly want Talbott to go far in this game, and this performance will tell us a lot.
Yeah,
agreed. They either want Cejudo to.
They want a lot of
I don't know. I don't know if they're testing Talbott or Cejudo.
Yeah. Look, it's a bit of both. It does seem like this particular fight card is the UFC saying, right, out with the old, in with the new. 2026 is going to be an exciting year. 100%. And how Payton Talbott does this is going to tell us just how exciting it's going to be. But you're right, the stars are aligning for him. I'm just trying to think. I get a little bit annoyed because sometimes I look at this and think, they do less in other divisions for other people. Nathaniel Wood comes to mind. Fine, don't give him a previous, he doesn't have a win streak like Payton Talbott, granted. Don't give him a previous champion who's at to rank 10, but at least give him a ranked fighter, and sometimes I get a little bit frustrated by how the UFC do favor some, that Dana White privilege, right?
Yes.
But what about, then if we're looking at Payton Talbott, do you think is going to be, actually, no, my question was this, if not Payton Talbott, who else would you have put Henry Cejudo up against to test him, if not Payton?
Yeah, I think we had this question. I personally thought it would have been a like a sort of a name, because I knew Henry Cejudo's contract was running thin, so it would have been a name. And I think at the time, no, it wasn't Dominic Cruz, because he's already lost to Dominic Cruz. He's already beat Dominic Cruz. Sorry. I can't remember who it was we were trying to say he should go up against at the time. Oh, it might have been Jose Aldo, maybe, when Jose Aldo was still knocking around. But yeah.
Yeah, could have seen that happen. Interesting. But so the question was, should Triple C come back? We'll get into the gauge as well, break it down, but then also I think one thing Cejudo is going to have in this one, it's going to be difficult for Payton, is going to be that onward pressure and just kind of using to weaponize that and gas him out. But yeah,
because that's the thing. Cejudo, I think, has got great cardio. We know that because he's been relentless 5 rounds. But Payton Talbott just needs to use that reach advantage. It's a massive reach advantage as well. Like we mentioned about being the height difference, the reach advantage as well is really, really significant. So Payton Talbott just needs to use that, man.
Absolutely. Let's get those gauges up for you guys who are in the chats below. Let's play along. Who do you think gets striking, grappling, power, speed, and cardio? It's a pick 'em. I think striking, because that reach advantage, you've mentioned it, it's got to be Payton.
Yeah.
Grappling, it's got to be Henry.
Yeah.
Power. What does it say on paper? 70% of finishes are by knockout for Payton. 50% of finishes by TKO or knockout, and that's for Henry Cejudo.
It's an interesting one. I probably would maybe side with Payton Talbott because his striking in that is it Cameron Simon's fight was like sorry, Cameron Salmon. The striking he had there and the power.
Yeah.
Probably go with Talbot, yeah.
Payton gets power. Wrong way around. And then speed and cardio. Would you give him speed as well? I'll go Henry for cardio. I think that's
yeah. Henry gets cardio. Speed wise, like I know Henry Cejudo's the older guy, but it's when he goes in that sort of karate sort of stance that he had, kind of like he's kind of quick when he's in and out. Like obviously he hurt Merab as well. Bearing in mind, obviously in that I think it was the first or second round. People forget that he proper stunned Merab.
Yeah. True.
Speed. It might be Payton Talbot. He's a younger guy, isn't he? Definitely size a quicker guy. Look at him in and out on that camera. Bam, bam.
Okay, cool. Sorry, something's turned itself off. Okay, great. So we're gonna go with speed for Payton. There we are.
Yeah.
And now look at that. So it looks like Payton's got 3-2 for Henry Cejudo. It sides with what the odds are saying on paper as well. How are you going to call it on the night?
Me, I'm actually going to side with Cejudo on the night. I just think that Ronnie Barcelos give everyone the blueprint to beat Payton Talbot, and I think no one better to sort of go. No one better to sort of charge in with the takedowns and the grappling scenarios than Henry Cejudo. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be picking Henry Cejudo on the night.
That's the breakdown, mate. That's very well said, and I think you're right about that. The blueprint was laid out. Henry Cejudo's just going to walk it, but that reach,
then again,
the reach is still going to be a problem.
That's true. He's got to get within that reach advantage. He's got to get past it.
Ronnie Barcelos is as tall as.
Solve it.
Yeah, he didn't have much an issue as that.
That's true. That's true. Sorry, what I was going to say is Ronnie Barcelos, though. Oh, no, it's not. It's Ronnie Barcelos is Ronnie Barcelos, though, isn't it? When I said it's the wrong person.
No, Sansao is a Sansao.
The wrong person.
Yeah.
The wrong person.
He got the wrong one. That was like, you can't argue a Sansao argument just by saying he's a Sansao. You can't make an argument by saying someone is someone.
But Ronnie Barcelos is doing bits, though, after that, though, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. So that's the second fight up on the card. We're going to get straight into the third. If I press this button here, we're looking back at the page. And it is another former champion in Brandon Moreno, who's up against the... Yeah. And that's, of course, he's 22-8 and... what's his record at the moment? Yeah, 23-8-2 right now. And he's a Mexican pressure fighter as well with like Chris boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's got UFC bonuses all across his wake. And he's, like I mentioned already, did I say this guy's another former champion? That's exactly the theme of tonight. Now, he's going to be colliding along with Tatsuro, who's undefeated, bar that loss against Royval, which was a split decision, bearing in mind. But he is the killer bee. And look, it definitely does seem like part of that part in Endgame, right? When all of the big superheroes are evidently passing on that legacy as they kind of majestically bow out, and you know, the next season or next era of Marvel is coming about. You know, do you think that Moreno that it's Moreno's time as well? Do you think he's inevitable, like Iron Man was? He's going to click the fingers, bow out majestically here as well. He's at the ripe old age of 31, but we've seen him forever. So in fighters' years, does that equivalent?
It's mad, isn't it, that he's still that young and he's been around for forever. Yeah. But I don't think it's time. Moreno has a goal of becoming champion again. And I think if Moreno puts his mind to something, I do believe he will fulfill it. So yeah. But again, Tatsuro is a tough guy. He's like you said, he's just so good at what he does. And like you said, he had that minor loss to Brandon Royval. Again, it could have gone either way, but
exactly, could have. It was close. It was a split decision, and otherwise, this guy would have been undefeated from Japan karate. He's just deadly. This guy's lethal. And he's going to bring new challenges to Moreno, I think. And one of the things I guess I got to ask is, whilst UFC are looking to kind of set up the next generation of contenders, no one's really more fitting to that profile than Tatsuro Taira. Do you think the battle-tested cardio, though, of Moreno and the pressure could probably turn this fight into a bit more a war, or perhaps an attrition that exposes the kid's 5-round inexperience? Sorry, 5-round inexperience. So that's Tatsuro Taira. Yeah, how do you think that matches up?
I think this fight in a way does favour Taira a little bit, just because it's 3 rounds, isn't it? It's not 5. I think if it was 5, a lot of people would really properly side with Moreno. I'm not saying they're not going to side with Moreno, of course, but I think Moreno, like you said, the pressure he puts on fighters, and obviously consistently doing that for 5 rounds, it's gonna wear you out. But it could favour Moreno in that sense. He could put more of a pace on you because he's only going 3 rounds, not 5. So yeah, I think Moreno just needs to stick to what he does, put the pressure on, mix it in like he does, strike. But once he gets him near the cage, grapple a little bit. I think Moreno's got this in the bag. I think
Moreno. The thing about Moreno, who's been around forever, is he's just been. Everyone's got his number. Everyone, he's got his guard high. He's jabbing. He's really good at what he does. Just everyone knows what comes next, and I think that's probably where Tatsuro Taira sees a lot of his. I mean, he's just got like a whole wealth of things of data to work on, to train for, and he's had enough time as well to do that. So I do think he can probably rock into this camp with the perfect formula to get the job done. And his inexperience is probably also one of his biggest assets.
Yeah, true.
It's the veteran's experience where you can just learn so much about. And Tatsuro Taira is dangerous. He can do that. Yeah. Okay, let's get the gauges up and have a look at this one. But it
is a tough one, mate.
I'm going to need this.
This matchmaking is very smart.
Very smart, yeah. I agree. It's probably one of the most exciting ones I've seen yet. And it's difficult because after the last fight card, the last pay-per-view, the last 2 pay-per-views even, I was like, man, I don't know how we can top this. But I didn't think this one was going to be as large as it is going to be. Again, it's a turning of the chapter for the UFC, and you can see that in the way they match this one up.
Yeah, and you can kind of see that with the matchups. Obviously, apart from the Dvalishvili Yarn one, because obviously it's the rematch. But with the Pantoja versus Joshua Van, obviously you got the champion versus the young guy. Yeah. And the same with this, you got Moreno versus the young guy. Yeah.
Brandon Moreno versus some young guy. You knew.
It's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah. He's Japanese too, so
I'm waiting for JK to pop in with that one.
Okay, so who gets striking? Who gets grappling? Let's go with those first 2.
I'm actually gonna say striking from Brandon Moreno.
Okay, that's interesting.
Just because he mixes it in so well, like
he's always had that.
Yeah,
he's always had that.
Always had it. Okay,
we'll entertain that. We'll do that. And grappling, would we?
I'm still gonna go Brandon Moreno as well.
Okay, power.
For power, we can go for
Tatsuro Taira.
Power for yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, looking on paper, he does edge it a little bit with power as well. And in the other areas, it does look like Moreno has more data, but again, he's been fighting forever.
Yeah, no, exactly. He's been fighting longer, hasn't he? Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's get back to it then with speed and cardio. Speed is always
speed could be Taira. I know Brandon Moreno's in and out, but yeah, I think
that's difficult for me because Brandon Moreno is fast.
He is very fast, yeah, and that's what's good about him, and that's what's good about his striking, just because he's just so quick.
And we're going to attribute Mexican grit to cardio and slap it on the.
So that will definitely edge the cardio.
yeah, that's it. It just comes with the name. Brennan Moreno gets cardio, and look, that's how it gauges up. We've got 3 on Brennan's side,
Mexican,
2
you
on
get
Tatsuro
cardio hands down. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. So 2 for Tatsuro Taira and 3 over for Brennan Moreno, and it kind of leans at his way. And I think the areas where Tatsuro Taira is going to be most dangerous, it's going to be in that kicking range, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And Moreno is pretty one-dimensional. I don't know. He's got his ways to win a fight, and he doesn't really deviate from that. So once you've got his number, I think you can bring out a number of strategies to overcome what he throws at you. On the night, what are you saying?
It's a tough one for me because I do like Tatsuro Taira. I think he's a great fighter, but I don't know. It's just something saying to me about Brandon Moreno is not done yet, and I believe what he's trying to say. I believe when he said he wants another title run.
I do believe in Moreno. I do.
But yeah,
I believe in you, Brennan. I believe in you.
I think Brandon Moreno could just slightly edge it.
Okay, interesting. Okay. So it could go down to another decision, perhaps a split one, in fact, as well. Because if we look at Brandon Royval as like a yardstick to go by, Brandon Moreno and Royval haven't.
But that is the funny one though, because Brandon Royval beat Moreno. He
did.
So it's like, well, hang on a minute, this is the MMA triangle again, where you got Royval that lost,
but also lost to him as well.
Yeah.
So he beat Moreno the first time around, then lost to him the second time around.
Yeah.
And I guess it's split decision as well. So we could probably see a similar fight to that, in fact. And
yeah, it's going to be a close one, man. It's going to be a close one.
MMA triangles, and you love it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the co-main event of the evening. We're staring down the barrel of flyweight division Alexandre Pantoja versus Joshua Van. Vroom, vroom. Alexandre, of course, 35-0. 30. 5 losses. I know. And then, of course, you got Joshua Van, who's 15 wins, 2 losses, and 0 draws as well there. But otherwise, the way this fight is looking, it's purely just this. I don't know how to put it. It's Pantoja's elite grappling. He's got 12 submissions, of course, bear in mind. 5 of them are in the UFC. And that's what makes him kind of like that late round killer. As we saw him sub Kai Kara France. That was in the 3rd round, I believe it was. But then Van, also his explosive Muay Thai and that power of his, he got a highlight short notice KO over Brendan Royval, whose name's popping up once again. And that was in the 3rd round too. So he can have that power. Also quite impressively about that power is that it carries on till quite late in the fight too. But it could turn this fight into a stand-up war. What do you reckon?
Yeah, Pantoja is one of them guys that like he favors his grappling so much that he doesn't care what he does on the feet. He doesn't care if he will get hurt on the feet. If you drop him, he'll want you down there. It doesn't matter if he's hurt.
Yeah.
You try and like if he gets dropped, he's like, come on then, you come into my world. And sometimes I do get a little bit worried about him on the feet because he really throws caution to the wind so many times. Like I've seen it where he will just strike, and he doesn't really set his strikes up, if you know what I mean. He would just throw, like I said, he would throw caution to the wind and just come forward, charge at you. Sometimes it works, of course. Obviously, if you're fighting a technical striker and you're just coming forward with a bombardment of strikes, it's going to throw you off. And I think that could pay dividends in this Joshua Van fight because I think Joshua Van's so technical on the feet, even on the feet when Pantoja's coming forward with his unorthodox strikes. I think that could pay dividends there.
It's a valid point. You think it could pay dividends? I think if it stays standing, then it's silly for Pantoja.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I don't think that Pantoja's going to keep it on the feet, but I just mean obviously every fight starts standing. And I think
it does. Historically, though, he's got the fight wherever he's always had the fight wherever he wants it to be.
Yeah.
And I think as at flyweight, do you think that I guess he is flyweight's most dominant champ, also Pantoja, right? So do you think that he's going to remain invincible at this weight class, or could Van's knockout power kind of spark that threat?
Yeah,
and division shakeup.
I think he's for. I think if you were to put, obviously, I know Figgy's at bantamweight now, but if you were to put Figgy and Van together, I would have said out of them two that Figgy would have had more power than Joshua Van. So and obviously we all know what Pantoja done to Figgy. So for me, I don't really see too much of a threat that Pantoja hasn't seen before in Joshua Van. The only difference I would say is the youth of Joshua Van.
Yeah, he's a bit younger. And what happens then if, let's say, Moreno beats Tatsuro Taira, and then Van gets the win against Pantoja? Does that open up another title run for Moreno? Or it's got to be a rematch,
I think he would have to, but yeah, there's going to be a rematch just because of the amount of title defenses that Pantoja has had, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Fair enough. So really for Moreno, I know we're going back a fight now, aren't we? But I'm just thinking there's not much left for him. And then that's why we talked about the retirement potential for the guy. Would that happen? Not because of his age, not because he's done, but just because what else are you going to do, bro?
Yeah, I'll have to have a little look at who's in a division that he hasn't really fought. So obviously, there's a few up and coming guys that he's not fought. I don't think he's fought Manuel Karp before. I know Karp's fighting Royval. So if Karp beats Royval, Brendan Moreno, if he gets past Taira, he could potentially fight Manuel Karp. Obviously that Azu as a Bayev that beat Alex Perez. That's another guy that Brendan Moreno hasn't fought.
Yeah, but he's never fighting up. He's always fighting down.
Yeah, well, I think he has to because of like who he's fought in the past, if you know what I mean. So unfortunately, I think that's just the way. It's the way it is.
That's just the way it is. Yeah, Amabayev, that would be cool to come through.
Yeah, definitely.
Amabayev. So I think he's just going to be like the top gatekeeper. That's all that Brandon Royval can.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Moreno can hope for, unless he gets the this goes to another division. But can you see that?
No.
Yeah, just get paid, mate. Get paid and be the contenders, the division's best gatekeeper for top 3.
But the funny thing is as well is that the only person to beat Van in the UFC is Charles Johnson.
Yeah.
So
I need to watch that fight back.
It's mad that obviously.
But hold on. Let's also remember that Steve Erceg was undefeated by the time he met the champion as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he got pulled all the way down from rank 12. Up for that phenomenal fight, which shouldn't have happened.
I've seen a lot more from Van than I ever did from Erceg coming up. Obviously, Erceg, I don't think was.
He hopscotched his way through the division.
I don't know where he comes from because he is not as good. No disrespect to Steve Erceg, but he is not as good as what people must have thought he was.
Yeah,
because he only scraped past.
He was actually exposed.
Did he fight O'Day Osborne last?
I think
he only scraped past O'Day Osborne.
Actually, here's a point. Actually, to be fair. Because I think you could argue that he was exposed in that main championship fight, but I think even at the time, a lot of people did respect him for stepping in there, and hanging in there as well. Most importantly, which was a surprise. Was it decision? Steve Erceg.
It was decision. Yeah, but and that's the thing. I actually thought he fought okay against Pantoja. He didn't fight that bad.
I don't think he won a round. He didn't win a round in my eyes.
No, but he fought okay. And then
but he didn't die. he didn't win a round, but he didn't die. So that's fine.
And I'm just like, he actually fought okay. And then after that, he fell off. He fell off hard.
He did.
Like, he only just scraped past O'Day Osborne. He nearly got finished in that fight as well.
Yeah.
And it's a bit like, hang on, where did they get this guy from?
Honestly. Yeah, I think his exposure, expose, I guess, if you like, came post championship fight and the ones that subsequently came afterwards. But sorry, I do digress. I went back a fight, but otherwise we are talking about Van versus Pantoja. Same division, of course, and there's a lot happening here at the top end of it. The real big question is, and we'll get up the gauges, is does Van pose a threat that Pantoja has not seen before? And
I don't think it's much. I think it's is Pantoja fought another guy that's like with crisp striking. He probably has.
Yeah, I mean Brandon Moreno.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah, exactly.
That's very crisp striking.
I think who's who in this division. I don't think he's fought. It's one of them. I think he's seen it all before.
Tatsuro is going to be next, isn't he? Surely.
If he beats Moreno, yeah.
I'm trying to think. Who's that guy?
Oh no, I think he not really. No, oh no, he subbed that new guy, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking exactly what you were thinking. Wasn't there a?
No, where's he?
They do not all look the same, Ash. Just so you know.
Is that guy gone? Where is that guy gone?
I don't know. I'm looking for him.
Oh, he's gone.
Is he really just came in from another division, fought the champion, and then just
I can't remember his I can't remember his name now. He fought for the belt and he just got
irrelevant. He's absolutely irrelevant. That's why.
I'll have a little look on his record because then I will get his.
Yeah, I'm looking at Pantoja now. So Pantoja.
That's it. Kai Asakura.
Asakura.
He fought twice, lost twice. See there.
Yeah, exactly. That was him.
But yeah, you like Kai France, great striking. He's got a little bit of power. Obviously, subbed him. Kai Asakura. He's been doing bits where he was over in 1FC. Again, there was a lot of hype behind him.
Yeah.
Pantoja got rid of him.
I mean,
Brandon Rival, he's got
out.
great striking. Obviously, we saw how
and UFC love to do that too. Don't forget, the UFC do love to do that. The UFC love to get people from other divisions doing really well, putting them against their best guys in this fight, and making it all head of spectacle, and then just to kind of watch them get snuffed out, and then smugly look at the rest of the world saying that's why we are the ultimate ones. Right?
Yeah.
We dwindle quite a bit, though, don't we?
Yeah. No, the one thing I'll say before we get into the gauges is, I would love if Pantoja wins. I think the next fight it's got to be Pantoja versus Merab. If Merab gets through Jan, I think Pantoja versus Merab is so interesting.
Who goes up? Who goes down?
I think Pantoja should go up. I think Pantoja should go up, maybe to bulk up a little bit. But then I just think, because obviously we all know what Merab does, take you down. Yeah, that's what Pantoja wants.
Yeah, that's so true. It's interesting.
You know what I mean?
That's interesting. I'm gonna snip that one. But what I'm also kind of thinking about that is it's you could just stay where you are. He's building a legacy, right where he is, and the only other people coming through are just, you know, if I could stay where I am and just fight a whole class of Steven Ercegs, you know, Joshua Van is effectively a Steven Erceg, perhaps a slightly tougher one, but just people pulled up from the arse end of a division that hasn't actually had its that hasn't actually had any battle tested bouts against anyone in the top 5. And I get to wipe him out because I've just done everyone else. He's done all the work here. Yeah. You might as well just kind of spend time and just build his legacy a little bit, get that streak extended for some time, pound for pound, potentially. And then, I don't know. When's the right time? Does he want to go to Merab? That's going to be tough. Say big fish, little pond, I'd say.
That's a good one, yeah. Wales is in the house. Welcome in, Wales.
Salute Wales. Thanks for
have you
stopping
changed
by.
your name? It's got Wales from New Jersey, MUFC. Have you changed your name, sir?
MUFC. Oh, he hasn't. He hasn't, has he? There's no need for that.
Go on, sir.
Okay, cool.
Was we meant to receive cards for this event? Were we?
They're in the post, but they would. I think they'll arrive by Christmas is the idea, not by this card. So I'm not sure when exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I got the picks on in, so thanks again for Wales for chasing me down. I put some options in there, and I'm excited to see what I get. I kind of gave him a list of like from top from top priority if you can. To like
top priority.
Yeah, and so I still don't know what I'm going to get, but it's going to be like Christmas because it's going to be a nice little surprise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I can't wait for the packaging as well because they were so well presented. Yeah, and they're all going to have sleeves on them as well. It's like, oof.
Yeah, because smell that new the new card smell. Okay, cool. So let's look at the gauges. We've got striking, grappling, power. You know the story. Who gets striking?
Striking for me, Joshua Van.
Okay.
It's more technical.
Okay, I think really we got to ask the question: what got Joshua Van here? It was his striking, and it must be good enough to put him in the seat. But also, I'll say his power. So I kind of got to give that to power to him too.
Yeah.
What happens if Pantoja knocks him out?
Imagine.
Pantoja obviously is going to get the grappling, and I might even give. Do I give him speed?
Yeah, Joshua Van can have speed. Yeah.
I was thinking Pantoja.
Oh, okay.
It's fast.
I think Van's fast.
Yeah, okay, his shot, his hands do meet the target a little bit more accurately.
But if we're talking about like obviously grappling, sort of the grappling exchanges, and if you want to whip up on a submission, obviously Pantoja whips up on a submission fast. I don't know, would you class that as speed or would you class that as athleticism?
Yeah,
or is that classed as speed?
Very well, yeah. I think I'll keep that to grappling, I guess, whether you do that fast or slow. But yeah, speed, I'll probably say it's very much with the hands or in the movement, in the foot movement.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll go with that. And cardio, then I think Pantoja all day. Gonna have it, so that's how it looks. But on the day, are you siding with Van to get the job done? You think it's
Pantoja all day long, man. I think Pantoja for me, it's quite funny. I don't think I've ever been worried in a Pantoja fight in a while.
And this one you are.
This one not really, because don't get me wrong, he's got great striking, but I don't think we've really, really, really seen Joshua Van tested on the mat.
No, I mean he's come straight into number 1 in the rankings. Joshua Van, he's done, and there's still a lot of people underneath him who he hasn't even been tested against.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, I mean, who's you fought leading up to this? Let's have a look.
The fight that got him here was Royval, wasn't it?
Yeah, but then who did he fight before Royval though? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, let's have a look at his. Let's go back a little bit. Yeah, let's look at his little trajectory. So I've got it right here. And prior to this, is Bruno Silva, and then
exactly
another guy who hasn't even got a wiki page, but Ray Tatsuro, and then Cody Durden. Yeah. So
Cody Durden, fair enough, is the kind of gritty flyweight. Agreed.
Fairly gritty, yeah. But, Charles Johnson, of course, that was his knockout. That was his debut as well. No, as his third fight.
That was Joshua. Oh no. Oh, I thought that was Joshua Van's debut, but it was. No, he beat Zuma Gordov. Okay.
Yeah, quite early on.
But yeah, only one ranked guy in amongst that, and that was Royval. So he went from. Oh no, Bruno was ranked. So he went from just 2 ranked guys, and now he's fighting for the belt. It's another Steve Erceg.
Yeah, it's another Steve Erceg. It does look a bit like.
Not obviously, I will say that Joshua Van is a lot more talented than Steve Erceg.
Yeah. He's not a B-Tech Steve Erceg. He's a little bit more of a a polished
Steve
Erceg.
He's not a wish version. Yeah, this is the real deal.
A premium Steve Erceg, but still a Steve Erceg, I guess, nonetheless. But yeah
Steve Erceg from Timu. Yeah.
But otherwise, so that's how we're looking at it at the moment. I'm on the night going to go with Pantoja again. Not too worried about it. I think the takedown. I like to say it's going to be an exciting fight, but let's be honest. Pantoja has his way, and it's going to be a little bit of a mollywop. So it's all going to be dependent on who decides where the fight takes place, and if it stays standing.
Well, that's it. It's 5 rounds as well. Did Royval go 5 rounds with Van, or was it 3? They went 3 rounds. So
knocked him out in 3.
Joshua Van's first 5-round fight. So
but that
Joshua Van.
That was a 5-round fight, wasn't it? It just ended in 3. Is that right? I'm not sure if it was a headline fight.
He beat Royval by decision.
What? Van? No, he knocked him out.
Yeah. No, it was a unanimous decision. He won. He beat Royval by decision. That was 3 rounds.
So you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So that's mad to think that he's been 3 rounds, and they were both kind of gritty in those last exchanges, and they were both tired. So if Pantoja makes it ugly, it could go. It could side with Pantoja's cardio. Could come into play.
Could do, yeah. It could do. All right, cool. Let's get into the main event then, shall we?
Main event.
Adding on this one for some time.
Look for some chats while you get there. Any chats?
Okay, cool. We're now looking at the bantamweight division.
Wales says, little delay on the cards, lads. Sorry, don't you apologise, sir.
That's all right, Keys.
And then
you
Wales
are king, my friend.
Hello to Tuto. And Wales has Pantoja by decision. I think it's the most. I
think it's going to go that far.
Decision. Okay, interesting.
Going to go that far. Oh, I don't think it's going to go that far. I think if Pantoja...
It could do. Like, Van does have good takedown defense, but it's all good saying you have takedown defense.
I don't think it's enough.
Until you're in there with someone like
Pantoja. Yeah, you can say you got good takedown defense, but if you've not been tested against top 5 with your takedown defense, then I don't think it's really takedown defense. Yeah. I can say I'm good at football when I'm playing 5-year-olds, but then when I start playing, when I actually play football,
fair.
It's like, what is this? Undefeated against the youth team.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. Main event right now. We've got bantamweight title fight with Merab Dvalishvili versus Petr Yan, and Merab, of course, is 21-4-0. Petr Yan is 19-5-0, and this particular fight is something we've seen before. Are you excited to see it again?
Not really.
Not really. I mean,
I'm going to be honest.
I mean, I think the only obvious question to ask here is like, what new threats do you think Petr Yan needs to bring to this fight to have a chance? Because in the first one, it was every single round takedown.
Yeah, he got the most takedowns on Yan, didn't he?
Exactly. He set the record, and then he kind of set like a new high. Once he won the record, he kind of like made it also out of reach for anyone else to perhaps even have a go at as well. So he really lifted that bar.
The one thing I will say is, like, if obviously Yan has been working on that takedown defense again, it's something that we've said multiple times. It's like when you're preparing for a takedown against Islam Makhachev, you can prepare for it, but until you're actually in there, it's inevitable. You're getting taken down. It's the same with Merab Dvalishvili. You're gonna get taken down.
Prepare for pig.
You're gonna prepare for it, but it's happening. Merab will get you down. So.
Yeah, that's it. Inevitable takedowns. I love it. And you're right. I mean, what if though Yan is able to use the striking threat to neutralize the wrestling quite early? Because Merab, as dangerous as Merab is, I will say this: he's one-dimensional. He doesn't bring much other than that absolute
Well,
unanswered wrestling.
we did actually see a lot more out of him in the Corey Sandhagen fight. A lot of people, if you put Merab and Corey on paper, everyone would say that Corey has the better striking. Merab nearly knocked him out. And the same, I think, if you put Corey on paper against Peter Yan, maybe it maybe go evens kind of like striking wise. But Corey Sandhagen's got great striking, but like, look what I think that's the only avenue that Yan will have to victory. He's got to use the opportunities when it's standing to land his strikes.
Yep. I think what's
get his offense off.
I think what's quite interesting about this one is you would think Corey Sandhagen has more. It would be more of a problem to Merab than Peter Yan ever would be.
Yes.
And we saw what Merab did to Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah, exactly. And then you think, wow.
Why we're getting this one back? We need new solutions, not old solutions.
Yes, exactly.
New problems, to the table.
And I don't think that Yan has done a justice to deserve a rematch anyway. Like, I'm not trying to be too harsh. Let's have a look. So he's beaten on the way to the rematch. So he lost to Merab. Yeah. He beat Song Yudong by decision, beat Figgy by decision, and beat Marcus McGee by decision. And now he's fighting for the belt again after getting 50-45.
Yeah.
Come on. And how many years distance is that? 2 years. Come on now. Rematches like in the making are like 3-4 years in the making where you've sort of gone on a massive rise again, but he's not really done that.
You would have given it to Umar Nurmagomedov, but no. Why? Was he injured?
Umar fought once, I think, since.
I see. Right, fair.
I think Umar fought once since the loss. Yeah, he's only beat Mario Bautista. Yeah, you wouldn't have given it to Umar, but you would have given it to someone else in.
Well, look, if Pantoja can reach down to number 12 to bring him up, but you're right. It's a good question. I think you kind of would you ask for
not really anyone, to be honest.
Figueiredo? Figue's got to do a little bit more.
Yeah, I've just looked at the rankings. There's not really anyone, to be honest. And I think Merab wanted to fight for the 4th time in the year, defend his belt.
Song Yudong, nah.
He's fighting Sean O'Malley, isn't he? So
he is, yeah. Figueiredo's
no one
up
in
as
the
well.
division.
Looking for like a David Martinez. Would he reach down to 11? Pantoja did.
No, it's
9 fight win streak. 9 fight win streak, though. You might say this guy has got something, but no. Do you know Martinez. What? I would have loved to have seen Kyler Phillips up there because he's not had enough of a streak, and he wasn't going to make it.
You think if Marcus McGee beat Peter Yan, we probably could be seeing Marcus McGee versus, which would have been quite exciting, really, because you would have had Joshua Van Ness, obviously, like. Young, hungry guy. Marcus McGee, I know he's not as young as Joshua Van, but very technical striker. So, yeah.
It's true. I think that's what we would have had if of course it went that way.
Yeah, no, and you can't shy away from that because I think McGee's probably done a bit more than what
champion win as well.
Jan done.
It would have like a 9 fight win streak.
He's beaten that Josh. Is that no? It's different. Sorry, no, he's beaten someone else. Sorry, don't listen to me.
So, do you think then with Jan's kind of evolved grappling defense, do you reckon that Dvalishvili's cardio is going to be edge enough for him? Or
yes, all day.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, Merab's just going to smother him again.
Yeah.
And I just can't. Like I said, if Peter Yan's a great technical striker, we all know that, but he's got to use those opportunities on the feet. It's like we've said in the past. Sean O'Malley had two goes at trying to beat Merab and use his striking in the moments that he stays standing. Corey Sandhagen is a great striker.
Yeah.
And to be honest, he probably had a Merab that stayed standing for the longest because he stood with Corey Sandhagen for majority of the rounds, and even Corey Sandhagen, how talented his striking is, he couldn't get his striking off.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's mad to think that we say that Merab's one-dimensional, but Merab in the Corey Sandhagen fight kind of outstruck Corey Sandhagen.
He did evolve a bit.
So it's mad.
He did evolve a bit. You're right, and we're seeing what else he can bring to it this time. Does he have to just rinse and repeat the same plan? I think he does. Does he? Well, I think we're probably going to have a bit.
He may come out with a new bit of confidence beating Corey on the feet, so he may try and strike with Yan.
Yeah, exactly. I think we made this point about 10 minutes ago, didn't we? Just I think Corey Sandhagen would have been the problem to have done it to have solved the solution.
On the feet, 100%.
He didn't. Yeah, exactly. Well, let's have a look at the gauges. Striking, who gets that? I would have said Petr Yan, but from what we saw from Merab,
well.
I would have. But what we've seen from Merab, do you think he's?
I still think Yan will edge striking. Yeah.
Okay, grappling, of course. We got Merab, Dvalishvili there all day long. Now we got power. I might have to look at what's on paper here.
Got to go Yan really for me.
He does have that.
We've seen more of it.
Speed.
Merab's quick, man.
He
I know. So's Yan as well, though. It's kind of two different speeds because I think shooting in for a takedown, how fast he will shoot in for it is fast, but then obviously on the feet, how quick and technical Yan is when he finds an opening. He's very fast on the feet.
Do you know? I kind of want to give speed to Yan, but I want to give power to Merab. And on paper, look, because you mentioned it, right? He did put Corey somewhat on skates in that last fight as well. So he's got, and in the closer encounters, no one that can answer the physical attribute of Dvalishvili. You can't. It's almost like he grabs hold of you and you think, wow, this guy's far stronger than he lets on. So his power is not necessarily in the strikes as much as it can be in the grappling. It just nullifies you when he gets his hands around you. Just on paper, it is hard to award that because 37% of the wins come by knockout for Petr Yan and only 14 for Dvalishvili, who's an absolute decision merchant, of course.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I may slightly edge with power for Yan, but if you want to give it to Merab, by all means.
Yeah, I think he might
just write a little note next to it though, saying Sai gave you this
from Love Sai, power Merab, Love Sai. All right, so then we'll give speed to Petr Yan, and I would size it like that. I don't know if anyone in the chats is going to like castrate me for it.
We don't even need to ask about cardio. I think Merab should have his own section for cardio.
I already started with that one. I was like, Merab's got that for all day long.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that kind of brings us to the end of that, and that's free for Merab to finish Dvalishvili in my eyes. But you would have put 3 perhaps with Yan. However, on the night, you think it's going to be hands down Merab.
Yes, yeah. Like I said, we're in a sport where anything can happen, and I think how technical Yan is on the feet, he could catch him. Like I said before, when Henry Cejudo fought Merab, Henry Cejudo caught him on the feet. It just all depends what happens. I think Yan's got to capitalize on their moments that he will have on the feet.
Yeah.
But how long will he have on the feet is the question.
Yeah. Fair.
When Merab knows he can take him down for fun.
Yeah.
But like I said before, he has that newfound kind of confidence striking now. He just outstruck Corey Sandhagen, one of the best probably strikers one of the best strikers in the division. So
exactly.
I don't know. He may stay standing for a bit.
It could do. Okay, cool. Well, look, that's where we're at the moment. I think that's a solid place to perhaps leave it. It's an exciting card because I think it might be the first time we've seen ex-champ all the way up the main card. And it's really a sign for the UFC to be announcing to the world we're ending the ESPN era, we're starting the Paramount era, and we're going to start it with absolutely new prospects coming through in 2026 as well, which also makes our picks or ones to keep an eye on super exciting too. So once we release that video and you guys get to see in January, what we are telling you is the ones to keep an eye on throughout the year in terms of prospect-wise. It's going to come from a place of absolute due diligence because we're watching everyone who's fighting on this card, and we're going to be giving you guys the deep scoop in 2026. Anything else from you, Ash? Do you have a potential fight of the night? Ash has already gone to sleep. And on that note, for you guys out there, thanks for stopping by. My name was Sai. This is Ash. You're watching Against the Fence. And do come on down to UFC this weekend. Make sure you're watching it with us. Like, subscribe. We'll be there all of Saturday to be entertaining you guys throughout this event. So we'll see you soon. Love, peace, and chicken grease. And it's rolling out. Yeah, he froze. I asked you a question, like, and he's froze. On that note.